He came here to Omaha and won the national championship, and it was a dream come true.
Welcome to Omaha and Johnny Rosenblatt Stadium, home of the 2000 NCAA Men's College World Series.
Where blue skies and green grass accentuate a rainbow of dreams.
Where history is so precious and the present so bright.
Where they take the field so fresh and finish with Rosenblatt in their heart.
Where in the end, one team will be crowned the champion and take home the gold.
Dreaming in Omaha, the 2000 NCAA Men's College World Series highlight video. Baseball championships. For the 51st consecutive year, Omaha, Nebraska served as host to the Men's College World Series, the ultimate accomplishment in college baseball, the dream and goal of so many youngsters. Beautiful Rosenblatt Stadium once again is the site of this magnificent event that provides exciting baseball year after year. In its second year of an expanded format, the 2000 NCAA baseball tournament featured a 64-team field. Following the regional competition, 16 teams advanced to the Super Regional, where 8 teams earned a right to travel to Omaha and play in a double elimination format with a one-game championship. On the line, the NCAA title. The field for the 2000 College World Series represents 5 different states and 6 conferences. The state of Louisiana is represented by the LSU Tigers from the SEC and by the Sun Belt surprising Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns. Mike Martin's Florida State Seminoles return to Omaha once again. Also from the ACC, the Clemson Tigers. The Texas Longhorns are the lone representative from the Big 12. The West Coast sent the WAC San Jose State Spartans, along with the Pac-10 Stanford Cardinal. And 1998 College World Series champion Southern California Trojans. By upsetting Houston in the Super Regional, San Jose State earned a right to play in its first ever College World Series. Head coach Sam Ferraro and the Spartans are the first number 3 seed to advance out of a regional and then win the Super Regional to advance to Omaha. Sophomore Junior Ruiz leads the Spartans with a .360 average and was named the WAC Player of the Year. And ace of the staff, Chris Key, has 13 wins on the season, tying the San Jose State single-season record.
You know, he's a competitor. He's been known to shut down people and go the distance, and I don't expect no difference today.
The Clemson Tigers advanced to the College World Series for the 9th time and its first since 1996. Jack Leggett, in his 7th season as a Clemson head coach, makes his 3rd appearance in Omaha. The Tigers' offense is led by Khalil Green, who comes to Omaha batting .362, and Casey Stone, a solid .360 hitter. Meanwhile, the Tigers have 3 starters with 9 wins on the season.
This place to be is what you work for all year long. Try to get to this point, to play for a national championship, and I think our kids are ready for it.
San Jose State started the scoring in the 2nd inning as first baseman John Fagan doubled, scoring Tony Tognetti. But that lead was short-lived. Clemson's Justin Singleton responded against Chris Key in the bottom of the 2nd. His single drove home 2, giving the Tigers a 2-1 lead. The second inning rally was highlighted by Patrick Boyd.
That is hit deep into left field, and it is gone.
Clemson sent a statement scoring 8 runs in the second. But San Jose State's Brian Stream refused to fold.
There's a shot. It is going all the way to the wall. Scoring, standing up is Patchett, being waved home as well is Brucker. There's going to be a play at third, and sliding in, diving is Stream with a triple.
Clemson's Steve Reba relieved Ryan Mottle and shut down the Spartans for the save as Clemson wins Game 1, 10-6. Louisiana Lafayette makes its first ever trip to the College World Series after shocking heavily favored South Carolina in the Super Regional. Head coach Tony Robichaux led the Raging Cajuns to a 47-win season. Louisiana Lafayette offense is extremely balanced. 6 batters finished the season with between 35 and 44 RBI. And on the mound, Scott Doman's 25 career wins is the most all-time for the Raging Cajuns.
At first, you know, when the bus passed by, you could hear a hush on the bus, and they have seen a lot of this on TV and video, and now they get to see it for real life. But we've challenged them now that we're here and we've reached a goal. Let's reset our goals and let's get here and do something. So we feel we match up real good. And I told them the opponent traveled with us on the plane. It's not the other teams that are here, it's us.
Stanford returns to Omaha for the 3rd time in the last 4 years and 12th appearance all time. The Cardinal own 2 College World Series titles, winning back-to-back in 1987 and 88. Mark Marquez is in his 24th season at the helm of the Cardinal and needs just 8 wins to reach career number 1,000. Stanford is strong all the way through the lineup. 8 of the starters average above 300. And the pitching staff was stellar all season, finishing with a Pac-10 best 3.83 ERA.
I really think, whoever plays defense is going to win the game. I really think that's one of the key components to winning this World Series, because most teams are pretty evenly matched. You get your ace against their ace, all of a sudden it's a 4-2 ball game, and all of a sudden a big error can all of a sudden escalate to a 3-run inning, so it's big.
Stanford's Jason Young dominated early. He struck out the side in the first and had 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. And Young got some help from his defense as third baseman John Gall spears a liner, robbing Nathan Nelson of extra bases. Stanford took a 2-0 lead into the 4th, and Craig Thompson added to it.
There's a shot to left field, and it is off the wall. Chasing it down is Hawkins. Scoring is Van Zandt. Scoring is Alvarado, and on at second with a stand-up double.
But Louisiana Lafayette cut the lead in half as Rick Heidel, the number 9 hitter, went deep. A 2-run home run reduced Stanford's lead to 4-2. But Joe Borchard countered in the Stanford 5th.
That's crushed. Hawkins can just look up at it as Borchard hits one about 15 feet over the left field stands.
Louisiana Lafayette clawed back. Jarvis Larry's solo shot in the 7th cut the Cardinal lead to 5-3. Then, trailing 6-3 in the 8th, Nathan Nelson's solo home run cut the lead to 2 runs once again. Stanford thwarted ULL's rally attempt as Jeff Brooks struck out Rick Heidel to end the game and give the Cardinal the win in Game 2. The most successful school in the history of the College World Series is back in Omaha. Southern California has won a record 12 titles, more than twice as many as any other school. Mike Gillespie, who led the Trojans to the 1998 championship, has his team peaking at the right time having won 15 straight games. And the Trojans like the long ball. Justin Gemmel and Bo Craig combined for 34 home runs on the season. While Pac-10 Co-Pitcher of the Year Rick Courier leads the talented USC staff.
Rick Courier will go for us today. He's had a great year, and of course he's been here before. He's experienced this, so we'd like to think that he'll be a leader in this situation.
Omaha is practically a second home for Florida State. The Seminoles earned their 18th trip to the College World Series and 11th in the last 15 years. Unfortunately for head coach Mike Martin, the championship has always eluded the Seminoles. But the Seminoles have experience on their side. Marshall McDougal and Chris Smith combined for 27 home runs on the season. On the mound, Blair Barnes leads Florida State with an 11-2 record.
Any team can win the national championship. What's a shame is that there are going to be 7 disappointed people leaving here. But it's a great opportunity for our young men to get back to this great city of Omaha and compete in the national championship.
Leading 1-0 in the bottom of the third, first baseman Ryan Bartholomew added to the Florida State cause with this solo home run. But USC's Anthony Lunetta answered in the top of the fourth.
Wall up to deep left field. It is out of here. Anthony Lunetta, a true freshman, has just hit a monstrous home run in his second College World Series at bat.
Then with the game tied 2-2, Seth Davidson puts USC on top. Then a little Florida State defense.
There's a drive to center field coming up hard as Carl Jernigan makes a diving catch, goes down on the ground and ends the inning.
USC's Bo Craig patted the lead in the fifth.
There's a rocket shot to right field, back, it goes, gone!
It was the 17th homer of the season for Craig. Leading 5-3 in the seventh, USC displayed some spectacular defense. Anthony Lunetta, great range up the middle. Flips at the shortstop, Seth Davidson, for the 4-6-3 putout. How about that for some teamwork? In the ninth, Florida State looked around.
1 out of the bottom of the ninth inning. 6-4 Trojans. Change up, line drive, caught by Davidson. Other end to Lunetta, and they get a double play to end the game.
A familiar face returns to Omaha this year as Texas makes its record 28th appearance at the College World Series, but just a first since 1993. Head coach Augie Garrido will try to add to Texas's 4 national championships. Jeff Ontiveros leads the Longhorns offense with 14 home runs and 67 RBI for the season. Bo Hale and the Texas pitching staff own a 3.12 ERA, best in the NCAA.
I think if they're not a little bit nervous or a little bit anxious, then their hearts really don't work. Now, if they can stay focused on playing baseball, which is what we've encouraged them to do, then they'll be fine.
LSU is one school sorry to see the 1990s end. The Tigers were certainly the team of the decade, winning 4 College World Series championships. Legendary coach Skip Bertman reached another milestone this season, winning his 800th career game. Catcher Brad Cressy leads the NCAA with 104 RBI and 30 home runs this season, and needs just 3 more home runs to set the SEC career mark with 81. While junior Brian Talent leads the LSU staff with a 14-3 record and a 3.16 ERA.
It's great. It's great to be back. It's a great city. It's a great event. It's a premier college event, and people say, what's it like? And I always say to them, it's like the Final Four. It's like the Rose Bowl, but better. It takes a longer period of time. The kids really enjoy it, and kids enjoy the moment, and it's special for everybody.
Early in this game, the fans saw offense and some great defense all in one play. Brad Cressy's shallow fly was barely within the reach of the diving Matt Rosenberg. But LSU's Ryan Terrio was able to coast home on a sacrifice fly for an early 1-0 lead. After making it 2-0, Blair Barbier continued the first inning onslaught.
Swung on to the fly ball to left field, pretty well hit. That is way back, and it is gone! Two-run home run for Blair Barbier. And the Tigers lead it 4-0.
Leading off the second, catcher Sam Anderson put Texas on the board.
Here's a fly ball hit well to right. Going back is the right fielder Ray. Righty's in the warning track. The ball is gone. The first home run of the year for Sam Anderson, and he hits it to the opposite field. It's a 4-1 ball game.
But LSU was too powerful. In the fifth, Barbier went deep again. His solo shot gave the Tigers a commanding 6-2 lead. And LSU Cedric Knight.
Now Gomez trying to close it out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the ball game is over. And the Tigers have beaten the Texas Longhorns on a score of 13-5.
Every year, the College World Series offers something new for the fans. This year, the NCAA Home Run Challenge, presented by Rawlings, kicked off the festivities. 8 players representing NCAA Division I, II, and III schools took their whacks at the Rosenblatt bleachers using a Rawlings wooden bat. And with Major League Hall of Famers Reggie Jackson, Lou Brock, and Bob Gibson lending support, Louisiana Tech's T.J. Soto hit 8 home runs in the final round to win the inaugural challenge. Game 5 pits 2 teams from the winner's bracket as Stanford faces Clemson. The only previous meeting between the 2 schools was an 8-3 Stanford win back in the 1995 College World Series. The Cardinals sends 14-game winner Justin Wayne to the mound, needing 1 win to set the school record. While Clemson's Kevin Lynn allowed just 1 run in 12 2/3 innings in the NCAA tournament.
Let's go to work. Here we go.
With Joe Borchard at the plate and Joe Sr. watching from the stands, the Cardinal got on the board first. Borchard's single in the top of the 3rd scored Craig Thompson and Edmund Muth. Two batters later, Stanford struck again.
Hit hard up the middle for a base hit. Here comes Borchard being waved around third by Dean Stotts. He's easily going to come in and score. And once again, Chris O'Riordan has delivered with a base hit up the middle.
The Omaha sky took on an ominous tone, and the game was delayed at the top of the 4th for an hour. But as the showers subsided, the fortunes of Stanford continued in the 5th inning as the Cardinal loaded the bases with no outs and Eric Van Zandt at the plate.
Swung on, it is a chopper into the glove of Calitri, over to the shortstop for 1, back to first, wide throw goes into the Stanford dugout, and another run scores. 2 runs come in on the play.
Starter Justin Wayne got some defensive help. Edmund Muth's diving catch in the bottom of the 5th kept Clemson at bay. The Tigers finally got on the board in the 6th.
Hit down the right field line. Will it fall in? Yes, it does. It'll be extra bases. Riley heads to second base. On to score is Baker. Stanley will stop at 3rd. Tigers have gotten onto the board. It's a 7-1 ball game.
In the 7th, Stanford's defense shined again.
Lined right at the 3rd baseman. John Gall leaps up, makes the catch, throws over the first, double play. Stanford is out of the 7th inning. What a spectacular play by John Gall.
Then with Justin Wayne looking on for a Stanford record 15th win, Jeff Brooks finished off the Tigers. And with a 2-0 record, Stanford gets a well-earned 2 days of rest. Game 6 at the College World Series is the first elimination game. Lose twice in Omaha and say goodbye. San Jose State is coming off a 10-6 loss in Game 1 to Clemson, giving up 8 runs in the second inning. Meanwhile, Louisiana Lafayette knows all about elimination games. The Ragin' Cajuns rebounded from a loss to South Carolina in the Super Regional to advance to Omaha. Danny Mazziotti gave Louisiana Lafayette trailing 2-0 in the third. San Jose State got some help from a tough hop.
There's a ground ball to the right side, and that's just beautiful. It's booted by the first baseman, and here comes Douglas around third. He is coming home. Here's the throw, and he's safe.
The Ragin' Cajuns got that run back in the bottom of the 5th.
That pitch is hit up the right center field gap. Brooker going over, dives, and it's off his glove. Clark being waved by Semino. Heidel will pull into second with an RBI double, and the Cajuns lead it 3-1.
One batter later, Stephen Feehan padded the lead. His double scored Heidel, and Louisiana Lafayette jumped ahead 4-1. But John Fagan would not allow the Spartans to fold.
There's a line drive shot, and it is home run. Hello, goodbye.
The Ragin' Cajuns continue to answer the challenge as Feehan came through again. This time he singled, driving home a run and giving Louisiana Lafayette a 5-3 lead. The Spartans were desperate for a rally in the top of the 9th. But with a 2-2 count and 2 outs, Gordon O'Brien closed the door. Louisiana Lafayette staved off elimination, while San Jose State was the first team eliminated from the 2000 College World Series. In recent years, the College World Series has been marked by potent offense. The 2000 College World Series, however, saw an incredible display of great defense. Game 7 was a winner's bracket game between 2 of the most decorated schools in the history of the College World Series. The LSU Tigers won 4 titles in the 90s, while USC has taken a record 12 championships. Mark Pryor started strong for USC, striking out leadoff man Ryan Theriot and number 2 batter Mike Fontenot. Though Skip Bertman tried to guide LSU through the 4th, USC's Bo Craig had other ideas.
Swung on it, line to right field and deep. That goes right at the wall. It is gone! Home run, Bo Craig. His second home run of the College World Series, and the Trojans have a 2-0 lead.
USC's Pryor took a no-hitter into the 6th until Theriot broke up the bid with a single over an outstretched Justin Gemmel. Still in the 6th with 2 men on, Brad Hott faced Pryor.
That's a fly ball way back. Left field,
LSU broke a 4-3 lead. Berto Concepcion went deep.
Concepcion walloped one to deep left field. Witten back at the track at the wall. It's gone! Alberto Concepcion has just made it a one-run game!
But once again, it was Terrio who got the big hit. His third single of the game knocked in 2 runs, and LSU widened the lead 7-4. And then Brad Hawk iced it.
Long fly ball, that's gone. That is way out of here, over the bleachers. Another 3-run home run for Brad Hawk. Holy cow!
LSU won in convincing fashion, scoring all 10 runs in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. And with a win, the Tigers get a valuable 2 days of rest. Survival is at stake in Game 8 as elimination looms over the heads of Florida State and Texas. In Omaha, Florida State is 4-5 following an opening game loss, but the Seminoles have Mike Ziegler on the mound, who has gone at least 5 innings in every start this season. Meanwhile, Texas wants desperately to win one for its conference. Big 12 teams have lost 9 straight games dating back to 1995.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The defense shined early in Game 8 as Texas right fielder Matt Rosenberg's diving catch prevented Chris Smith from extra bases. And in the bottom of the 3rd, it was the Seminoles' turn. Florida State turns 2 on a bad hop and gets out of trouble. Rhett Groves to Marshall McDougal to Ryan Bartholomew, 6-4-3 double play. But in the 4th, with runners on 1st and 3rd, the Florida State offense took over.
Ground ball up the middle. The second baseman, Nicholson, knocks it down but can't control it. It will deflect off his glove and go into center field for an RBI base hit.
Trailing 3-0 in the bottom of the 4th, Chris Hauser put Texas on the board.
And the 2-1 pitch, and there's a line drive into left field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Coming around 3rd is West. He will score, and they've got the runner hung up between 2nd and 3rd. The rundown is underway. Here comes the tag from Marshall McDougal, and he is out.
Longhorns pitcher Phil Seibel got more help from his defense in the 5th.
1-2 pitch, hard bouncer to 2nd, almost took Nicholson's head off. He throws to short and throws to 1st. Double play.
But Florida State's Ryan Bartholomew iced it in the 8th.
High fly ball, deep right. Rosenberg back to the track, to the wall. It's gone. 4th row of the bleachers in right center field. Ryan Bartholomew says, get that right-handed pitcher up there. His 3rd home run of the College World Series, and the Seminoles will take a 6-1 lead on the dinger.
With the win, Florida State extends their stay in Omaha and will face Southern California in another elimination game. Meanwhile, Texas becomes the 5th straight Big 12 team to go 0-2 in the College World Series. Once again at the College World Series, all the stats, scores, and news can be found online by logging on to NCAABaseball.com. Visitors to the website have the opportunity to experience the real-time, pitch-by-pitch description for every single game.
There are very rabid fans all over the country that don't have an opportunity to be at Rosenblatt Stadium, and they want to follow the games during the day in their office or at night at home. And it's just a good opportunity for people to be able to follow the College World Series.
A special feature on NCAABaseball.com is the True Look cameras that offer the online participants the opportunity to zoom in for a live look at every area of Rosenblatt Stadium.
Now, let's say you want to see the pitcher's mound and you want to get up close, you can set the zoom to 9 times, and you click on and around the pitcher's mound, and basically the camera will swivel to that particular position, and you can see the camera swivel, and then that picture will then appear.
And bad weather appeared in Omaha, causing games 9 and 10 to be delayed a day. It gave the teams an extra day of rest, but it also gave the teams an extra day of nervousness. But in the end, Game 9 was well worth the wait, as the Clemson Tigers and Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajuns hooked up for a classic College World Series elimination game. The game was scoreless through 3.5 innings until Louisiana Lafayette's Will Hawkins went deep, giving the Ragin' Cajuns a 1-0 lead. And Tommy Clark followed.
There's a rocket shot. Same spot. And it is gone.
With Stephen Feehan on third in the 5th, ULL caught Clemson off guard. Feehan stole home and gave the Ragin' Cajuns a 3-0 lead. Clemson had 2 on in the 7th and caught a huge break with Brian Ellis at the plate.
Ground ball, right side, off the glove of the first baseman. 2 runs will score. Safe down at first is Ellis, and it's a 3-2 ball game on the E3.
Later in the 7th, with 2 on, and Gordon O'Brien on the mound, Khalil Green doubled, and the Tigers moved ahead 4-3. Louisiana Lafayette faced elimination in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 1 run. With a runner on third and 1 out, Clemson coach Leggett readied his team for a bunt attempt by Stephen Feehan.
There's a bunt down the third base line. Here comes the runner in. He'll score to tie it. Here's a wild throw. The game is tied. Going to third base is the runner. Here he comes. A wild throw down the right field line. He slides. He is safe. And Louisiana Lafayette has won this baseball game. Final score: Ragin' Cajuns 5, Clemson Tigers 4.
Game 10 was another elimination game, matching up 2 College World Series powerhouses as Southern California faced Florida State. The game started as a pitching duel. USC's Anthony Reyes struck out the side in the 2nd and K'd 5 of the first 9 Florida State batters he faced. And the Seminoles' John McDonald followed suit, striking out 4 through 3 innings, allowing just 1 hit. But in the top of the 4th, USC's Bo Craig broke the scoreless tie.
It's a high ground ball up the middle, fielded nicely by McDougal. He doesn't have a play. The run comes in to score, and it's 1-0 Trojans as Omaha crosses the plate.
USC's defense held Florida State in the bottom of the 4th. Abel Montanez's diving catch kept John Ford Griffin off base. But next up was Seminole slugger Marshall McDougal.
There's a drive to deep left field. Back goes Montanez, and Winder nothing. It's gone. It's in the 2nd or 3rd row of the bleachers. As Marshall McDougal gets it all and touches them all, it's a tie ball game.
With USC's Bo Craig on in the top of the 6th, the Trojans caught a break.
Swung on ground ball to third, fielded by Ballard. He tries to tag out Craig, can't, tries to throw to first. It's offline. Purcell is safe. It gets away from Bartholomew. Here comes Craig to score and give the Trojans a 2-1 lead.
But Marshall McDougal put the Seminoles on his back again.
There's a drive to deep left field again. Back goes Montanez. See you later. About the 5th row, Marshall McDougal saying, I'm not ready to end my Seminole career tonight. and he, for the second time, ties up this ball game with a home run.
With 2 runners on and 1 out, USC had a great opportunity to take the lead in the top of the 8th. But John McDonald got Alberto Concepcion to ground into a huge 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. And USC threatened again in the top of the 9th.
Florida State pitcher in John McDonald trying to work out of this jam. Here's the stretch and the pitch coming. Swung on. There's a liner off the glove of the first baseman. First baseman runs to the bag in time for the third out to return the side.
The tense 2-2 game moved to the bottom of the 9th. With 2 on and 2 outs, USC's reliever Ronald Flores faced Florida State's Mike Futrell.
1-2 pitch, and he hits a little looper into right field. Seminoles win it! RBI single by Mike Futrell off the end of the bat. And the guys are out congratulating Ryan Bartholomew as Frenchie hits it off the end of the bat, dunks it into shallow right field, and the Seminoles live to play another day.
Another fantastic finish, and only the second time in history that 2 games on the same day were decided in the bottom of the 9th. Game 11 of the College World Series matched David and Goliath as 2-0 Stanford faced 2-1 Louisiana Lafayette. The Ragin' Cajuns came into this game fresh off a thrilling win over Clemson the day before. Meanwhile, the Cardinal had the benefit of a 3-day rest. But with a 1-0 lead in the second, it was Louisiana Lafayette that looked well rested. Stephen Feehan took Brian Sager deep, putting the Ragin' Cajuns ahead 3-0. Two batters later, ULL made it 4-0. Nathan Nelson rips one off the wall and left. Ryan Gill will score. Nelson with the double. The heavy underdogs weren't finished. Nelson's aggressive steal attempt of third base created yet another run for the Cajuns. And they still weren't done.
Swung on, hit to right center field. That's hit well. Going back as Borchard looks up. It's gone. Hawkins hit it into the wind and hit it out for his 11th home run of the year, his second of the College World Series.
Though it was still early, Stanford found itself in a shocking 6-run hole, but they quickly dug themselves out, loading the bases with left fielder Andy Topham at the plate.
Toward left field and deep, way back, and this one is going to be gone. A grand slam home run by Andy Topham, and all of a sudden this goes from 6-0 to 6-4 in a hurry.
The teams traded runs, making it 7-5. Then Stanford's Edmund Muth hit a solo home run in the 5th, cutting the ULL lead in half. The Cardinal would take the lead on a hit by pitch and then really poured it on in the 6th.
This is drilled to center field. The center fielder Feehan goes back. He looks to have a beat on it on the warning track, and he misplays it. It bounces in front of him. Bruntlett rounds third. He will score.
The onslaught continued one batter later. Chris O'Riordan's double brought home Bruntlett, giving Stanford an 11-7 lead. And two batters later, Eric Van Zandt continued to rally.
There's a line drive, and it is a base hit going all the way against the wall. Tommy Clark dive, can't get it. Scoring, standing up is O'Riordan. Scoring, standing up is Topham. And going into third with a stand-up triple is Van Zandt, and it is 13-7.
With Stanford well in control, the game became home run derby. First, it was ULL Scott Atwood. Then it was Stanford's Edmund Muth. then Nathan Nelson. And sends Stanford to the championship game in search of its third College World Series title. The Cardinal will await the outcome of the LSU-Florida State battle. The Ragin' Cajuns made a lot of believers in Omaha and leave with their heads held high. The action on the diamond in Omaha is certainly the main event year after year. However, the 2000 Men's College World Series offered an unprecedented all-access look behind the scenes at the teams and coaches.
All the way through the tournament.
This is the Cajun hitting genie, and what I do before each game, you know, I stand in my locker, kind of like this is my locker right here. I stand in it, and I just kind of get a little bit of this on it right here, just a little bit, like this.
Are you kidding me? Dude, gum, that's a big burger. I can't eat all that.
Hey, don't throw your fries away, because those are good. That's the remains of the pound burger. I'm still working on the fries, and I think I'll be able to handle them.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, bring it over, baby, bring it over, yeah. Yeah. Oh.
You want that, Thomas? What you got to say, Cisco? You want me to do your eyebrow? Y'all ready? It's no. You got some bleach hair going on in here. That's a body right there, baby. Look at that. Be ashamed to look stupid and not win, huh?
You've seen the best, you've played the best, you've beaten the best, and you're in the mix with the best.
We've got each other. Stick together. We're one as a unit. We're dynamite. You represent LSU, you represent your family, you represent your maker. I want you to enjoy the moment, have a ball, and play like champions. Let's go, baby.
With Stanford safely through to the championship game, 2-0 LSU faced 2-1 Florida State in Game 12. A win by LSU would give the Tigers the chance to play for their 5th College World Series title.
What's up, man? We chilling.
A win by Florida State, however, would force a rematch and keep the Seminoles' hopes alive for their first ever championship. As he did in LSU's first 2 games, Brad Hopp produced for the Tigers in the bottom of the first. His single scored Mike Fontenot, and LSU was out to an early 1-0 lead. In the top of the second, Florida State threatened, but the LSU defense sparkled. Hopp started a 3-6-3 double play, and the Tigers were looking strong.
Long way to right field. Way back, they're looking up, and that one is gone. And Hopp has hit another. Holy cow, it's 2-0 LSU.
As Ray Wright came to the plate, his solo home run gave LSU a comfortable 3-0 lead. In the 6th, with Carl Jernigan on second, Florida State finally got to Skip Bertman's Tigers.
That's a shot past the third baseman into left field, base hit. They'll wave Jernigan around. There may be a play at the plate. It comes through. It's not in time. And the Seminoles get on the board. It's 3-1.
Later in the 6th, Florida State loaded the bases with 1 out as Chris Smith came to the plate in a pressure situation to face reliever Billy Bryant.
Here's the 2-1, swung on and grounded to second base. To shortstop for 1, back to first, double play, and that retires the side. Just what the doctor ordered for LSU.
But Florida State kept working with 2 on in the top of the 8th. John Ford Griffin singled, scoring both runners, and the Seminoles battled back to a 3-3 tie. With Blair Barbier up in the bottom of the 8th, LSU loaded the bases against starter Blair Varnes. The pitch got away from Barnes and hit Barbier, forcing in the go-ahead run. And with Cedric Harris up 2 batters later, the bases were still loaded.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on, line drive into center field, base hit. That's going to score 2. Harris comes through, and the Tigers score 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning and lead it 6-3.
In the 9th, Florida State still had life.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. In the top of the 9th inning, Hodges into the stretch. The 2-2. Struck him out swinging. Ball game is over, and the Tigers will play Stanford for the national championship on Saturday.
And once again, Mike Martin and his Florida State Seminoles go home without the trophy. Game 13, the championship game of the 2000 Men's College World Series. LSU versus Stanford, the SEC versus the Pac-10. These two teams took vastly different routes to Omaha. LSU has not lost a single postseason game, sweeping the SEC tournament, the NCAA Regional, Super Regional, and its first 3 games at the College World Series, a 12-game winning streak. 6'7" junior Brian Talent got the call for the Tigers. The lefty entered the championship game with a 15-3 record. Stanford, on the other hand, faced elimination in both the regional and super regional. But strong senior leadership helped the Cardinal overcome those obstacles, and now Stanford finds itself 1 game away from its 3rd College World Series title. Because of Stanford's outstanding pitching depth, Coach Mark Marquis struggled with his decision on a starter. In the end, he handed the ball to Jason Young, but knew he could bring Justin Wayne on in relief at any time. And with 24,282 in attendance at Rosenblatt Stadium, the 2 powerhouses were set to put on quite a show. Early in the top of the 1st, Talent found himself in a bit of trouble, allowing the first 2 batters to reach safely. But he was able to work out of it, striking out hot-hitting Edmund Muth, and then getting Joe Borchard to end the inning and strand both runners. In the bottom of the 2nd, LSU got on the board first. Center fielder Cedric Harris singled, bringing home Wally Pontiff, and the Tigers took a 1-0 lead. Then with 1 out, Ryan Terrio got the job done.
Swung under ground ball to second base. That will score the run. The throw to first is in time, but Terrio gets the RBI as Harris scores. And it is 2-0.
It looked like the game was going to be tied in the top of the 3rd when Stanford's Edmund Muth hit one deep to right. But LSU's Ray Wright made a sensational leaping catch to rob Muth of the home run. But Jason Young in the top of the 4th, Stanford finally had things going its way. The Cardinal loaded the bases, and Craig Thompson had a dream come true.
Grand slam home run, Craig Thompson, and the Stanford Cardinal have taken a 4-2 lead in the national championship game. How
Wayne to relieve Jason Young to shut down LSU.
It's 5-2 Cardinal.
That lead would have grown to 4 runs if not for a brilliant play. Wayne shuts down LSU in the bottom of the 6th, struck out Pontiff, Harris, and finally Witt.
Swing and a miss, he struck out the side, and Stanford is out of it.
I hit the ball and kept the inning going, and fortunately I got it up enough in the air and it went out of the park.
The game moved to the top of the 9th, tied at 5. But Stanford was no match for LSU reliever Trey Hodges.
Hodges is ready with a 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Struck him out swinging. Pulled the trigger.
And then in the bottom of the 9th, The game was on the line. With runners on first and second and nobody out, LSU's best hitter came to the plate.
I was put in a situation when both guys got on base. In the back of my head, I said, this is my chance to help the ball club. And I knew he was going to throw me some sliders because he made me look silly on the first two. So I went up there and I sat on the slider, and Coach said, just try to drive the ball or at least get the guy to third base. And there's no bunt sign in sight.
With the College World Series championship on the line, tension mounted in both dugouts and also in the stands. Everyone was on their feet for Brad Cressy's big moment.
Here's the stretch, the 0-1. Swung on line drive, base hit. Terrio around third. He heads for home. Here's the throw. He is safe. Tigers win. Tigers win. Brad Cressy singles in the winning run, and the Tigers are the national champs of 2000.
I went up there and I hit the ball hard, and it was just a great feeling because I don't deserve all the credit. I tell you what, Jeremy Whitten and Blair Barbier, those big home runs, I wouldn't have been put in that situation if it wasn't for that. It was just a great team effort. I'm glad to be part of it.
Coach Bergman and Coach Thomas have made it clear to us to make sure that even if we don't look real good in our first couple of at-bats, if we strike out, whatever it may be, is to make sure at the end of the game, when it counts and when it's on the line, that you go up there with a clear mind and do your best to make something good happen for us. And that's what I was thinking. I was just trying to battle them, and finally, I got a good one and I was able to hit it out.
That's huge. We've had guys come up in the clutch all year. Blair especially, being a senior, being our captain. He's been here, he's been through it, and he did the job when we needed it.
These boys are special because, of course, there were some older boys, and we started so slowly, and we just couldn't get it done, and yet they stayed together. I really admired them for that. Blair Barbier in particular, and Jeremy Whitten, and some older players just did a wonderful job. And to see them come back and put it together at the end of the season and set a record of 13 straight at the end, which we've never done, was really a wonderful thing.
Dreams do come true. Just ask the LSU Tigers, champions of the 2000 NCAA Men's College World Series. The LSU Tigers' 5th national title.